So you've gone through all my CDs, all the stuff down here, all the stuff down here, and my one cassette tape. We're currently listening to some In a Silent Way, because I feel like this is pretty chill music to do this to. But I'm gonna go through my records now. There's a top shelf here. Gonna go through all my records. This is gonna take forever, but we're gonna do it anyways, because that's how we do things around here. It is really cold in this apartment, so I'm gonna put on this hoodie before we start. Ooh, it is really cold in here. How was your day? I hope you're doing okay. I love you. Take care of yourself, you know. Make sure you're brushing your teeth at least twice a day. Make sure you're eating your fruits and veggies. And you know, make sure you're just taking care of yourself. Feed yourself and nurture yourself and love yourself, because you matter. And in this climate that we live in, we need to remind each other that we matter. You all matter. I love you. Okay, I'm slightly less cold. I'm not really that warm. Gotta check the hair, gotta check the hair, gotta check the hair, gotta check the hair. Oh, is the hair okay? The hair is okay. I think the hair is okay. Alright, so I'm gonna start this with my 7 inches, because I only have 3. And, you know, hopefully I won't get copyright strike for listening to Miles Davis while talking over it. Don't come after me, Columbia, because I'm not, you know, I'm not that big of a person. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who's going through his record collection. I don't have a big platform, so don't come after me, please. I beg you. Got this gold Kishibashi single. I don't think this ended up on any studio album in any sort of complete way. It was just kind of, it came with his 12-inch light, I believe. But it's cool. I don't remember what it sounds like, to be completely honest. But I also have this this other Kishibashi 7-inch, and it's a kind of early version of Philosophize with It, Chemicalize with It. It's got this, it's in this like cool little clear with rainbow splatter vinyl. Very cool. And it also, I guess I should explain who Kishibashi is for people who don't know. Kishibashi is a Japanese-American violinist and singer-songwriter, and he signed this little paper thing, and this packaging makes it really hard to not scratch the record itself. But you know, I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best. We can only do so much. And then my final 7-inch is actually something that I got for Record Store Day. Actually, a good friend of mine got me for Record Store Day. This Denzel Curry Bulls on Parade cover, the Triple J session he did, which was unbelievable when I heard it first. And when I heard that this was going to be on a 7-inch, I was like, I need this. And she got it for me. How sweet. Yeah, got a cool little inner sleeve here. Nothing too crazy or special about the vinyl itself. It's just black vinyl. Got a nice little minimalist label there. Why is there hair? Ooh, there's a hair in there. Not nice. But yeah, cool little 7-inch. And apparently the B-side is a Bad Brains cover, which is so sick. I cannot wait to hear that. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm planning on it very soon. I'm going to show my roommate, and I think he'll be pretty pleased with me that I have this on vinyl. So those are all my 7 inches. I'm going to put them back now, and we're going to go to my 12 inches now. This is the big boy. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is what you've been waiting for this whole time. You've just been not really watching this video. I guarantee you haven't actually been watching, and if you have no life. Please get a hobby. But we're gonna start from the very top. We'll start with A. got this Against All Logic record. Against All Logic is an alter ego for Nicolas Jaar, electronic music producer. And this was his house record. He apparently had been working on it for this amount of years, because that's what the record is called. And you know, this is a pretty solid house record. Nothing too crazy about the packaging itself, other than if you don't know jack about house, then you'll love this, which I think is great. But again, nothing too special about the packaging. Just got some paper sleeves on black vinyl, but it's got the sides clearly labeled on if you don't know jack about house, then you'll love. Okay, well, I'm gonna pretend that I knew that was supposed to happen, and I'm gonna put this back now. But yeah, if you wanna, you know, if you like house music and you know you don't really know jack about it like me, you'll enjoy this. Just like Nicolas says, just like he says. You know, I'm not too big on a lot of Nicolas Jaar's work. I do think he's good. But I don't think he's made anything better than this, at least not from what I've heard. I thought his newer records were okay. I thought Cenizas was good. But yeah, definitely this is great. And the record, he came out with another one after this that was okay, but this one is the GOAT. This is the GOAT Nicolas Jaar record. Okay. Oh. We're already getting into some madness here. Albert Ayler, Spiritual Unity. This is kind of the record that got me into free jazz, which I don't recommend for most people, because this thing is really it makes you do. But I loved that about it. I love that it made me do that, and now it's just kind of cool to me. And this was a pretty important record when it came out, at least I hear, because most free jazz before this still had like rhythmic structure, and this one completely abandoned that. And it was like the first record to ever do that, apparently. Again, nothing too crazy about the packaging, but you got the trio there in all their glory. I've been meaning to listen to more Albert Ayler, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But this one is definitely, you know, it's essential. And pretty minimalist label here. It's black vinyl. If you want to see it so badly, I can pull it out. See that? Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this to like get into free jazz, but definitely like once you're in, definitely give it a listen, because it'll make you do this a little bit. But I like it. It's very good. Very good players all around. It's so weird that I have to stand for this. Ugh. Ooh, this one's good. Algiers, The Underside of Power. This is definitely one of the more inventive rock albums that have come out in the past 10 years. It basically takes like post-punk, like Joy Division influences, and it throws in like soul and gospel and noise rock in there. It's crazy, and it's super high energy. And there's so many good songs on here, man. So many good songs. I believe there's one sleeve, one record. You got some lyrics there, and you got this little image. And the record itself, I believe, is black. It's not that heavy. You know, it's a pretty standard package. But yeah, great record. And definitely, if you're looking for more adventurous rock music, definitely listen to this record. I believe there's something else in here as well, like a booklet of sorts, and I guess these are I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's got a lot of pictures. I think they might be lyrics. They might be lyrics with images and stuff of the sort. Sit down and be counted. Very messily handwritten lyrics and such. Although they're not all lyrics. Some of them are bullet pointed. I don't know what these are really. I can't really read them. You don't mean to alarm you. That's what that says. Don't mean to alarm you. Right. Very cool. Very cool little booklet. I don't know what any of it means, again, but it is cool to see it. We love to see it. So, that's that. Putting that back where it belongs. And now for some pop music. We got this Always record. Got this from Newberry Comics. This record's just so cute and fun, and you know, the songwriting's great, the performances are great, the melodies are memorable. It's very hooky, very fun, very dreamy as well. Here's the track listing. And I guess these are lyrics with a little ice cream cone and some illustrations on the inner sleeve as well, and liner notes. Cool stuff. But the record itself, I kind of spoiled it already, but it's got this like cloudburst yellow to it. There's the B side, there's the A side. So yeah, it kind of matches the album cover, which is always a selling point. Putting that back in, sliding that back in. So yeah, I would recommend this record to anyone who likes fun pop music. Really, it's a great record. American Football, their self-titled only record they ever made until 2016, and this was released the year I was born, so it's been a while. Yeah, this is a pretty quintessential Midwest emo, where Midwest emo was very there was a lot of it that was very twinkly and like math rock inspired, like them. There were others that were more post-hardcore, but you got your lyric sheet, and the vinyl itself is also very cool. I also got this at Newberry Comics. A lot of these I got at Newberry Comics because they have like their own pressings of stuff, which I don't know how they get the rights to repress all the stuff that they do onto all these colors, but this one has like this clear and green cloud burst kind of quality to it. So, you know, very cool. Again, matches the front cover because it's very moody. It's very green, literally. It's literally green. And we're gonna slip that back in there. So yeah, I mean, if Midwest emo is something you hear a lot about and you want to get into it, I would probably start with this American Football record, because it's very easy to get into. It's very, you know, like it's fall right now. This would be the perfect time to listen to this record. It's got those very chilly autumn night vibes, and it's just really sad boy songwriting. Really sad boy songwriting. Oh. Is it weird for you to look at my ass every time I grab a new record? Oh. Okay, we got a classic incoming. Aretha Franklin. I never loved a man the way I love you. Here is not it today. Okay. obviously a classic record. I should not have to explain who Aretha Franklin is. She has released some of the most classic records that came with this image, photo courtesy of whatever the fuck. This was given to me by the good people at Vinyl Me Please. It was one of their essential records. And because it's Vinyl Me Please, and they do this too, it came in this purple white explosion. So very cool, very cool. I mean, and again, like I said, this is one of the most, Aretha Franklin has put out some of the most classic music ever, and this record probably is like the most classic. And you got this, which has lyrics mostly. Let's see if I can find anything other than lyrics in this. I don't think I will, but yeah. You got your Vinyl Me Please essentials down there. And, you know, I mean, classic record on a pretty cool, pretty cool color, if I do say so myself. So, not a bad purchase, I would say. This was not one of my packages, like one of my monthly packages. No, I bought this from the store because it was on sale. So, again, not a bad move. And I can never put these records back in their sleeves. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good. Good record. Slipping that in there if I can. Oh god. Oh. Some more psychedelic pop from Ariel Pink. This is the only Ariel Pink record I own, and also the only one I've heard. You got your lyrics in this gatefold. I don't know if you can see that. There's some lyrics with some nice little illustrations. Love me a good gatefold as well. And the inner sleeves are pretty cool too. Got this, got the black of the spots here. And it's a nice little label. It's black vinyl. Nothing too crazy about the vinyl itself, but it's. I mean, again, this is another one of those records where the hooks are there, the melodies are there, the songwriting's there. So just like always, this is a great record for anyone who wants to get into pop music. This is what I was talking about with the In a Silent Way being kind of like a classical adagio section. Very, very pretty stuff. Anyway, speaking of jazz, I got this Moanin' by Art Blakey. I mean, this is classic. This is classic hard bop. Definitely would recommend if you want to get into jazz, if you want to get into that sort of bebop style. And of course, it's got this Blue Note inner sleeve where they just like, here, buy more things off of our label. And to be completely honest, I have not heard anything that I'm seeing on this. I have heard these. Got Something Else by Cannonball Adderley, Don Cherry, Complete Communion, Freddie Hubbard, Ready for Freddie, Out to Lunch by Eric Dolphy, Blue Train, John Coltrane, Herbie Hancock, Maiden Voyage, The Real McCoy by McCoy Tyner. Anyways, it's not what this is about. This is about Art Blakey. I'm talking about Art Blakey here. Art Blakey is a drummer, and he shows off his drumming chops on this and on many other records that he did. Nothing crazy again about the packaging itself. Got that Blue Note label on there. But yeah, I mean, the title track, Are You Real? That's fucking classic material. Drum Thunder Suite. Again, a drum show off by Art Blakey. But yeah, definitely, if you want to get into jazz, generally speaking, this is not a bad record to dip your toes in. Got this Since I Left You special limited edition. Got the back here with the track list on there. And also this gatefold. Love me a good gatefold. Got some, I guess some liner notes down here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Great dance record. Amazing sample-based dance record from Australian duo, the Avalanches. And it comes in this translucent blue vinyl, so that's very cool. Yeah, if you want to get into plunderphonics, that's what this style is normally called by music elitists like myself. I'm not. I try not to be an elitist, but this record is very good. I think it's very good. And if you want to get into like that kind of sample-based, like heavily sample-based dance music, I mean this record is fucking classic, and I think you'll really like it. So that is my 2 cents on the Avalanches. I've not heard Wildflower, which was their long-awaited follow-up. I have not heard it, but I hear it's very good, as is this. Next, okay. Got a couple Barry Manilow records. I'm not like a Barry Manilow like fan or anything like that, but my mom loves the fuck out of Barry Manilow, and they were $1. I had to get them. She plays Barry Manilow in the car all the time, you know, trying to get the feeling again. I write the songs. Yeah, and look, he's got a beagle. Isn't that so cute? And 99 cents too. And they're pretty clean, like they're in pretty good condition. Pretty good. It's black vinyl, the label, nothing too crazy or fancy about that, but it's got a nice little inner sleeve with the lyrics and part of the album cover as well. Slip that back in there, and I also have this other Barry Manilow, Even Now. This one has Copacabana, which is like the goat of Barry Manilow. What else? Can't Smile Without You. Even Now again. Yeah, those are all the ones I know. She'll usually play like greatest hits, so I only really know Barry Manilow's like big songs. But I mean, it was 99 cents, and Barry Manilow's a good singer-songwriter. He's got some good stuff under his belt as far as songs go. Again, nothing crazy about the labeling or the record itself, but not bad for $1. And that's a good thing about these used record shops. If you go to used record shops, you can find bomb-ass deals for things that are in good condition. I got this at In Your Ear Records in near BU. So yeah, just looking out for y'all. Looking out for all those record collectors that I don't know at all. Next is this fucking gem of a record, Battles Mirrored. This record is very adventurous. What they do with rhythm and tone on this record is just unheard of to me, and definitely one of my favorite math rock records. Got this cool little poster. Yeah, and I mean the art to this thing is great too. If you take a look at the gatefold, got some cool little setups there as well. But yeah, there's just a lot of energy in their performances, a lot of attention to detail. And I mean, Atlas, come on. Don't tell me. If you played Little Big Planet 2 as a kid, you cannot tell me that Atlas was not one of your favorite songs on that soundtrack. I mean, that's how I discovered Battles in the first place, was through that game. But yeah, great record. Such a good record. Battles Miri. Oh god. Get that shit. Ugh. Oh wait, I don't think I even pulled out the record itself. I guess I should have done that. Well, here's the inner sleeve, and actually, did I do that? I can't remember. No, I didn't. Well, there's nothing crazy about the labeling, anyhow, but still a great record. Still something I recommend to everyone and anyone. Next we got the Beatles Revolver. This is the only Beatles I have on vinyl, or really any physical medium. I mean, this one's probably my favorite. It's between this and Sgt. Pepper, but yeah, this was really where the band began taking the different direction that they would go. That would be really influential to a lot of people. Again, Apple labeling, nothing fancy about it. And I mean, the record itself, I think, is in pretty decent shape. Yeah, great album. You know, there was a lot of George Harrison's kind of like Hindustani music influences thrown in this album. I think this is where that comes out the most, this record. But I just think it's such a big step for them that it's kind of hard to ignore. Though of course they would continue going down that rabbit hole of experimentation on records like Sgt. Pepper and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, everyone should know who the Beatles are. Next is this Beirut Gulag Orchestra. Beirut is, I don't know where they're from, but they're a kind of indie pop group. Got this on this kind of deep red vinyl. Now, I remember I used to listen to their EP, Elephant Gun, all the time as a kid. I loved that EP, especially the title track. But I find that this one has some of their most well-written songs, like Postcards from Italy, obviously, is a classic. But even some of the first track, the title track, is great. Pretty much the whole first side fucking slaps. But yeah, you know, if you like like, I don't know how to describe, like, it's very brass heavy sometimes, but it can sometimes be very folky, but like kind of European folk instead of like American folk. I don't know, doing my best here to describe what this music sounds like. Next is something that I don't know if I should be showing. This songs about fucking. I gotta be honest with you, I don't remember if these songs are actually about fucking. But that's crazy. Look at that. Ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy shit. This is a happy otter, sad otter side. I don't know what that means. I don't know what a lot of this means, but Big Black, a very classic post-hardcore group from the 80s, back before it was like really melodramatic. It was more just about putting melodic elements in hardcore music. That's basically what post-hardcore was. And then it, you know, obviously became, you know, you have your first wave, your Big Blacks and your Husker Du's and I don't know if Fugazi is one too. I don't know if Unwound is too late to be considered in this first group, but then you have your other part of post-hardcore with like At the Drive-In being obviously the leader, obviously, but also like, I don't know, Dance Gavin Dance, some other bands, but pretty good record, There's a little history about post-hardcore music. Put it in. Oh. Get it? Because it was songs about fucking. Do you get it? Alright. Big L, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. I don't know if I'd be wronged for saying this is underrated as fuck, but this is underrated as fuck. I think that this is definitely one of the best hip-hop like hardcore hip-hop records of the 90s for sure. There's just so much attention to song structure and hooks as well. And Big L, rest in fucking peace, man. What a delivery that guy had. Got your track listing on the back here, and I believe this record is also special in the sense that it is colorless or clear, as they like to call it. And you can see the label here. Nothing crazy, but you can see through it. I can see you right now as I'm doing that. So that's cool. That's cool that I can do that. Do you think it's cool that I can do that? Let me know in the comments. Come on. This is embarrassing. Just get in there. Get in there. Thank you. Okay. Billie Eilish. Billie Eyelash, as people like to call her. People who don't like her usually tend to call her Billie Eyelash. But I think she's great. I think she has some great songs. And I think this album really, she really proved herself with this, and her brother too. Shout out to her brother for being such a good producer as well. But you got your lyrics in here. And this is another one I bought from Newberry Comics, which means, you know what that means? Oh, fuck. You know what that means? It means it's in this kind of peach-ish color, and it's got the title and the Billie Eilish on the labeling. Yeah, I just think this record is really overhated by like music Twitter and stuff like that, because I don't know, there's just a lot of really dark and like really inventive songs on this thing for someone as young as Billie Eilish to be writing. So yeah, this is good. Don't believe the hate. This is good shit. I got some Billy Joel here. I have Glass Houses, which I got from In Your Ears as well, for pretty cheap. I mean, these were pretty cheap. I got The Stranger as well, although I don't know. I was early into buying records when I bought this thing, but I was like cleaning my records one night, and I pulled this one out so I could clean it, and I realized it is unbelievably warped. Let me show you this. So basically what that means is that, you know, normal records are like flat, right? This one has these creases in them. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still like noticeable. And you don't want to play on a warped record because you don't want that difference in elevation with the needle every time it spins, because, you know, it has a certain weight to the needle, so if it is jumping around like that on a warped record, it can scratch your record and it can ruin your needle too. So you don't want to play warped records, which I guess is why this copy of this record was cheap, which is sad because this is such a good record. I think people sleep on Billy Joel because they prefer Elton John, but I think this record's better than all of Elton John's records. Sorry. But so it's sad that it's warped like this, because I could have played it, but now I can't. Glass Houses. I don't actually know how this one is condition-wise. I mean, like I said, I was cleaning all my records in alphabetical order, so I think this one's fine. I probably would have noticed it and said something if it wasn't fine, but let's just make sure. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Just, you know, average label, Columbia Records label. Put this back in. Okay. But yeah, Billy Joel, great songwriter. He is very compared to Elton John. I think they're different stylistically, but I mean, I can see why they're compared a lot. I mean, they're both like really piano-oriented singer-songwriters. I don't know what I'm trying to say. They're both similar, that's all I'm trying to say. Okay. Putting that back. And I think the CD's over, so we're gonna put something else on, because we're gonna keep the chillness going. We gotta keep the chill going. Ugh. I think I'm gonna put on that Diggable Planets CD. Diggable Planets. Get that shit out of there. Okay. Alright. Continuing on from here. Got this Bjork Post. Probably my favorite Bjork record. Who knows? She's got so many fucking classics under her belt. It's really hard to choose. But I mean, this, God, so many perfect songs on here. I mean, Hyper Ballad, It's Oh So Quiet. Oh my God, what a good cover. She does these, like, it's a cover of I guess a jazz standard. And she does these like yelping shrieks, just like throwing them in there, and like in the middle where it doesn't like feel like it should work, but it's so cool when she does it. It's so good. Isabel, great track. And Headphones, a very sleepy finisher, but she's so good. She's so good at music. Cool little inner sleeve with I guess an additional picture from that photo shoot. Also, look at these colors. Look at these colors. Don't tell me that isn't one of the most amazing album covers you've ever seen. Wait, don't tell me that's not one of the most amazing album covers you've ever seen. nothing special about the record itself, other than the music on it, which is pretty great. But I mean, look, if you are a lover of just the good things and you have not listened to Bjork, I don't know what you're doing. You should definitely do that and correct your behavior, because she's amazing. Okay. Okay. Get in there, bitch. Ugh. Black Flag Damaged. Classic hardcore punk record by one of LA's most famous hardcore punk bands. Labeling. Black vinyl. I mean, this thing is gritty as hell. It's very manly, so you know, if you're not into that, you won't be into this. But if you're in the mood for some then pretty good record to listen to. I prefer them to Dead Kennedys, although I do have that Dead Kennedys record as well. We'll get to that soon. But I think as far as like the LA punk scene goes, Black Flag is definitely one of the more enjoyed bands that I can think of for me personally.